You know that feeling when you're going through the motions, pretending everything's fine on the surface. But beneath the mask of confidence and success, a quiet desperation is simmering. You're not alone in this silent struggle. Suddenly, life becomes a delicate balancing act. You put on a mask to hide the cracks in your foundation. But beneath the surface, emotions are simmering like a pot about to boil over. This is what I call emotional neglect. When you're so focused on putting others first that you forget to take care of yourself. Imagine being a leaf on a tree, constantly swaying in the wind without any roots to anchor it down. You may appear fine from afar, but inside the turmoil is brewing. Overthinking becomes your default mode, and people-pleasing turns into an exhausting habit. You start to believe that you're only worthy if others are happy with you. I've seen this pattern play out in so many lives, including my own. We try to compensate for our emotional neglect by overachieving in other areas. But it's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone. The pain is still there, and it will eventually surface in relationships, careers, or even physical health. The question is, how long can you keep this up before the weight of your emotions becomes too much to bear? The answer lies not in pretending everything is fine, but in facing the truth that you're struggling. When we experience childhood trauma, our brain is like a computer with a virus. It rewrites the code that governs how we interact with others, how we see ourselves, and even how we cope with stress. As adults, this can manifest in some surprisingly subtle ways. You might find yourself drawn to partners who are emotionally unavailable or abusive, because deep down, you believe that's what you deserve. That's what you've learned to expect from relationships. Or when faced with criticism or conflict, you may freeze up, becoming overly self-critical and unable to set healthy boundaries. This isn't just a matter of being weak. It's a coping mechanism developed as a child, designed to keep you safe in an environment where emotions were too intense to handle. The weight of childhood trauma can also lead us to people-please or overcommit, constantly seeking validation from others because we've learned that our own feelings aren't reliable. As we navigate adulthood, these patterns and behaviors can feel like a burden, a constant struggle to be okay, while secretly drowning in the undertow of unresolved emotions. You might think you're doing fine, but if you're constantly walking on eggshells to avoid conflict or criticism from someone else, that's a red flag. It's like being in a relationship where every conversation is a minefield. One wrong step, and it all blows up. Gaslighting can be subtle, but it's insidious. They make you question your own perceptions, your own sanity. Think about it. Have you ever found yourself constantly apologizing for things that aren't even your fault? Or justifying someone else's behavior because they're having a bad day? These are signs of emotional manipulation. It's like being trapped in a never-ending cycle of self-doubt and anxiety. And if this sounds familiar, it might be connected to our previous discussion on childhood trauma, the need for approval, validation from others to feel whole. We may have developed people-pleasing habits as a way to cope with that trauma, but now those habits are suffocating us. It's time to break free and acknowledge that we deserve better than this toxic cycle. When we people-please, we often do so because we're desperate to be liked, accepted, or loved. We want to fit in, to belong. It's like trying on shoes that are a size too small. It might feel comfortable at first, but eventually, our feet start to suffer. Our minds and emotions take the brunt of this pressure. Anxiety creeps in as we constantly worry about what others think of us. We become masters at reading people's faces, anticipating their reactions, and adjusting ourselves accordingly. You might be thinking you're doing just fine, but the truth is that saboteur within us can be a stealthy one. It's like having a quiet whisper in your ear, always telling you what's not good enough. You put off until tomorrow what you should do today, or overthink every little decision to the point where it becomes paralyzing. Maybe you've been in situations where you were about to share an idea or speak up, but something inside tells you to quiet. You might be thinking, this is just my perfectionism talking. But self-doubt and procrastination are often symptoms of a deeper issue, a fear of being vulnerable, a fear of not meeting expectations. Think back to times when you felt like you're barely holding it together on the surface, but inside, things feel like they're falling apart. It's essential to recognize these signs and ask yourself what's driving them. Is it shame, fear of rejection, pressure from others or society? By acknowledging these underlying reasons, you can start to break free from the saboteur within. You're doing okay, or so it seems. You're managing your daily tasks, maintaining a facade of normalcy. But beneath the surface, you're struggling to find meaning in anything. Every accomplishment feels hollow, like a weight lifted from a scale without any substance behind it. You may be numbing your emotions to cope with the pain, but at what cost? Think of emotional numbing like putting a lid on a simmering pot. The pressure builds up inside, and eventually, something's going to burst. As we conclude our conversation today, I want to leave you with a gentle nudge. It's time to stop pretending everything is fine when it's not. We've all been there, putting on a mask, a smile, I'm good facade, while secretly feeling lost and overwhelmed. But the truth is, you don't have to keep living like that. It's okay to admit that things aren't okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's liberating. Think of it like this. Imagine being on a plane with a malfunctioning oxygen mask. You'd instinctively put yours on first, right? And then help others. That's what I want you to do for yourself today. Put on your own oxygen mask and acknowledge that you're struggling. It takes courage, but it's the first step towards healing. You might not know where to start or how to ask for help, but trust me when I say that taking that initial step is often the hardest part. And as you begin to peel back those layers, you'll find support waiting on the other side, from loved ones, friends, therapists, and even online communities. As we've explored the signs that you might be performing okay while quietly falling apart, I want to leave you with a crucial takeaway. Acknowledging your internal struggles is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength. Think of it like this. When you're driving through a dense fog, it's easy to keep going at full speed without realizing you've veered off course. But as soon as you slow down and take a glance in the rearview mirror, you can see where you've been and make adjustments for the road ahead. Maybe you've been putting on a brave face for friends and family, but feeling like you're drowning beneath the surface. Perhaps you've been pretending to have it all together on social media, while secretly struggling with anxiety or self-doubt. Whatever your situation, remember that vulnerability is not something to be ashamed of. It's what allows us to truly connect with others and find peace in our true selves. As you continue on this journey of self-discovery, remember that it's okay to be imperfect. You don't have to wear the mask anymore, hiding behind a facade of confidence and control. It's time to peel back the layers and let your true self shine through, with all its cracks and imperfections. Healing is not about becoming perfect. It's about being kind to yourself in the midst of brokenness. You are not alone in this struggle. There are countless others who have walked this path before you, and there are those who will walk alongside you every step of the way.